Hello, babes, and welcome to Coffee and Tequila, the morning show on Mondays and late show on Fridays. Today's Monday morning, the morning show of Coffee and Tequila.
And I'm Alastair.
I'm Zach.
And this is Coffee and Tequila.
Bum rushing into it, yeah. It's Monday morning, y'all. This is nice, fun.
Well, I can tell you I am not ready for the week.
Not?
I am not ready for this week.
I think
at
we
all.
feel the same sort of like tiredness.
It's like tiredness mixed with a little bit of anxiety and like a huge to-do list at this
And
point.
a little bit of dread for the rest of the week because we do have a really big to-do list. But you know what's funny is like, so we did a live stream on Friday and then we did like a game night with you all. And that was really fun, right?
It was.
And it feels like that was just yesterday or like this morning or just an hour ago. It like this weekend went by so fast.
It was a very quick weekend.
My goodness. It was, I don't even remember what we did this weekend. I know we did things. I know we had a jam-packed weekend, but what did we do?
I know you worked on your projects.
Yeah.
I worked on like laundry. We worked on things.
I did a good deal of editing. You know what we did? We went and saw Moonstruck.
Oh, we did see Moonstruck.
Admittedly, I'd never seen Moonstruck before, which
me neither, actually. So,
but I knew that Cher won an Oscar for that one, and so we went to see Moonstruck, and I figured it was going to be a drama or something like that, right? And I was so surprised at that movie. I had no idea Nicolas Cage was in it. 18 years younger than Cher.
It was a chaotic film.
It was so chaotic. It was wild.
And I loved it. I loved every single moment of it.
It was very different than what I thought it was going to be. It felt a little bit like bordering on slapstick, and then it was just like super chaotic. The final scene with everybody at the dinner table was crazy. It felt like they were coming up to a runtime, and the writers were just like, "Get the movie over with."
Which I don't think is necessarily a spoiler alert.
No, I mean, if you haven't seen Moonstruck by now, I'm sorry to spoil it for you. It's been out since the 80s.
It's not even it's a spoiler. It's just, hey, there's a scene at a table. That's it.
There's a scene where Cher is supposed to have like this wild frizzy hair, right? And she's like has gray hair, and she's like, "Oh, I just don't take care of myself, but I'm gonna go to the opera tonight, so maybe I'll go into the hair salon." And she goes in, she comes out Cher. Just Cher.
She goes in Loretta, comes out Cher.
Exactly.
You know what? I wish I could go in and come out Cher, but.
I don't know, but then the weekend went by really fast. We basically we were supposed to clean the house this weekend, and we didn't do.
Yeah, we were planning a whole deep cleaning.
Goodness,
we've had so much on my list, and I get so stressed out. I think I've talked about anxiety a lot on this podcast. That what I've started to do, and this is how I'm going to start my Monday off, is I go in to my work, I take out my planner, I take out a notebook. On the notebook, I write down every single thing I need to do in the week. And then I put it in different parts of my planner so that I kind of categorize it. And then I am super bad at staying focused on one activity. So what I've started to do is I'd use a Pomodoro method. And so I downloaded an app for this. I think it's called Focus.
Oh, it's that 5-minute thing?
It's a 20-minute thing.
20-minute thing.
I spend 20 minutes on an activity, 5-minute break. 20 minutes on an activity, 5-minute break. 20 minutes on activity, 5-minute break. 20 minutes on activity.
He does
30-minute break.
This is his big thing.
And it lets me compartmentalize, and it allows me to completely concentrate on one thing for 20 minutes at a time. So I know that I completely put in all of my effort into that one thing for 20 minutes.
Well, it seems to work for you pretty well. I probably should try it. I get way too frazzled when I do anything. I think I'll start the day off writing a list out of things I need to do, and there's something I saw on I don't remember where I saw it, but it was boxing and boxing things and writing down your three things you need to get done, your priority list or something like that. And anytime I ever try any sort of method, it never works out for me. I'm the king of disorganization.
I heard you talk about the boxing method, and for you it seems like you spark and then you get a ton of things done. And then, you're tired.
I burn myself out real fast. But you like that palmetto? Palmetto. Is there an L in there?
No, it's palmetto.
Palmetto.
Whenever I look it up, it has a picture of tomato.
It seems to work real well for you, so
palmetto.
I think that's what I need to start moving into somehow. I guess I don't know.
I mean, if you
Maybe
want
this
to,
week.
I think it's helpful. I mean, you do say that, Zach, but literally behind the camera is a huge calendar of things that he's laid out for himself for the entire month.
But that is for December.
December? Okay.
You see it. I know there's lights in our face right now, but it does say December. I have yet to do one for February. I do need to go through and like write a February one out. But also behind the camera, we just have boxes everywhere and things everywhere. And I really want to like organize all of that and just clear shit out. When we left the last house before we came to El Paso, we said we were going to clear everything out before the movers came. And you know what? We were really good about organizing things into different piles, about, trash, donate, take. You know what the fucking movers did? These military movers? They packed everything. The trash pile, the donate pile. Yeah. We ended up with a bunch of children's toys that we were just going to let Lucas keep. But
then we had the greatest idea of when we move in, let's put all the boxes in the right room, and then we'll unpack all the boxes there. And then suddenly we had an event that was going to happen at our house, and then we had to move all the boxes back into the garage.
So now the closets in the garage are just terrible. But so if anybody has suggestions on the organization tip, I would really appreciate that. This week feels like it's going to be a stressful week, and I need to like calm myself. And I know you need to calm yourself as well. But I just get that feeling. There's just a feeling that I have that this week is going to be complicated.
This month is going to be hectic. This month.
Don't say that. Don't do that.
I know for me and what I have going on at work. That's going to be a hectic
The vibe is stress, man. The vibe check does not check out. We're capping off the week. Beyonce tickets are going on sale this week also.
What day?
I did. So we are registered for the Verified Fan on sale, which is on Saturday. There's a Bayhive one that goes up for sale tomorrow, and people were getting their emails today for that. And I freaked out for a second. I was like, I didn't get an email. What the man?
Are you?
But I didn't. We're not registered for that one. And then there is like a Citi credit card one. We don't have that.
I do have one.
Not a Citi card.
Yes, I do.
A Citi card?
Yes, I do.
Alastair.
I don't know why you didn't ask, but actually you can't use it because it's a government card. Never mind.
I can't use the government card for Beyonce tickets.
No, you can't.
For a pre-sale. And then that's like midweek, and then the Beyonce the Verified Fam for Ticketmaster is at the end of the week. And so on Friday, we're registered on our accounts. We're registered on another account. My buddy Troy's has got registered on his account, and we're all ready to go. But on Friday, they'll send out emails saying if you either get a verification code or you don't. And I saw a bunch of people getting waitlisted today. They've got a wait list now.
Did you get waitlisted?
No, because we haven't gotten an email yet. We'll check and see if we get an email on Friday. Okay, now, we did not get them for Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift, I was 3 days in a row, 7 hours a day. That's a little extreme. It was like 4 hours a day.
We were Capital One. We were
trying
everything
for these damn tickets, and I missed out on. We got no Taylor Swift tickets, and now Beyonce's up for sale, and I'm feeling that stress again. I'm feeling the wave of like anticipation and stress. So this is my plea to everybody else: if you manage to get tickets you don't want, just like throw them my way. We'll pay for them. We'll absolutely pay for them, but I need to decide I don't even know if you're going to it.
I am going. You said it's in July. I think I can make that work. I think so.
Possibly. It's whatever date we can get.
You said July.
It's whatever date we can get. We're going to try to go for July.
Well, I mean, depending on, you can phone a friend if I have to.
But this is the thing, right? So like when the Formation World Tour came out, I had tickets for that one, and I was I wanted him to go. But this is a big point.
You did not have tickets.
I absolutely had tickets for this one, and this was a big point of like contention for us.
For
our relationship is that he did not go with me. He didn't want to go with me. He didn't like live shows. So he's big like stubborn ass, and he's like, oh well, I'm not going to go to a live show. I don't want to go to a live show. And that was when I first started making YouTube money too, and so I had YouTube money, and I was like, I want to Beyonce tickets. I didn't have anybody to go with, dude.
Really?
Yeah, I was wanting to
go.
So
you're going to blame me on this?
Absolutely.
You're saying your sister 100%. Wouldn't have gone with you?
No.
You're saying
my sister was in high school.
You're saying your college friends wouldn't have gone with you?
Maybe, but like, it was the point. The point was
okay. Okay.
At that time when we were dating, we were like flying and meeting each other in different states, and like that would be our new experience. But you were so like stubborn ass that you didn't like live shows, and you never wanted to go see a live show in your life, that you didn't want to go to the Beyonce's concert with me. So I don't know if you should go this one with me. He doesn't care about it. He hasn't listened to the Renaissance album. He doesn't care about Beyonce. He doesn't like any of the music. Lemonade did not change his life.
I bought you the Renaissance album. I bought it for you.
You did. Have you listened to it?
No.
What's your favorite song off Renaissance?
But to be fair, she hasn't advertised it. So if she's not putting, any effort,
She hasn't
towards
advertised it. The album or
the album. So if there's like not effort put towards the album, then it makes me feel like it's not that good.
Well, so this is what I'm saying is like, are you going to just go to the?
I would go to support you.
Would you go to? I don't want somebody to go and support me. I want your energy at the Shania Twain concert. That's what I want. You knowing all the lyrics, yelling,
Zachary,
grooving.
I saw a bunch of people on Twitter that were tweeting that she's actually not that good at dancing, not that good at performing, not that good at singing.
Okay, question here then. Question for the audience. Okay, and I might sound like a big asshole here, but if Alastair is not super into the idea of going to a Beyonce concert, he doesn't really care. He doesn't care about the music. Doesn't care about getting down and grooving. Okay, right Is it fair for me to take what we would spend on your ticket, give it to me, and me get better seats? Like in the Club Renaissance, because that's where I really want to go. There's a bar down there.
So it would just
restrooms.
be you and Troy then.
Is that unfair? Is it unfair to say? Or is it like me bringing Alastair along and he just kind of stands there and just...
You know what?
Every now and then says crazy in love.
I don't want you to have a bad time. So you can do that. I'll just fly with you, and I'll just stay at the hotel.
You pick us up at after the concert. You can be like our dad and pick us up.
Yes.
Me and Troy can call you daddy. That makes me sound like an asshole. I understand that. If you want to go to the concert, baby, I am joking around. You are absolutely invited to the concert, but.
No, but if you think
Club Renaissance, just saying a little extra money.
If you honestly think that you're going to have a better experience without me there, all the way.
You see how he spins it? Well, I guess I'm going to the concert with Alastair J. Patton. Let's, before we get into hot topics, we do want to talk about Helix Sleep for just a second. Helix Sleep is back. Last season, we were sponsored by Helix Sleep in all of the episodes, and now Helix Sleep is back. And so we have had both of our Helix Sleep mattresses at this point for over 2 years. They both work well. We are now currently in the guest
that's
bedroom.
a long relationship.
I know.
That's a long relationship.
I've had a long partnership with Helix Sleep, and let me tell you, they are one of the best companies I've ever worked with. Honestly, truly.
He probably has a better relationship with Helix Sleep than he has with me.
Wow. We're just really getting in the biz here today. But maybe you can sleep in the other Helix Sleep bed, and I will sleep in the guest Helix Sleep bed. How about that? We're currently in the guest room, sleeping on the queen size bed. And I'm assuming here in the next week or so, just naturally, we're going to
rotate back
into the master bedroom. I do have to say, Alastair's snoring has subsided. You did have a little bit of a snoring last night. It was like the beginning of a snore.
And I know. And you immediately yelled at me. You said, "Turn around."
No, I said,
I was like, okay,
if you're going to snore, then you need to flip your head to the other side. And he didn't snore. He didn't do it.
But I honestly think because I did lose a little bit of weight recently.
Do you think that's it?
I think that since I've been making healthier choices, I've been sleeping less. I've been sleeping more restfully.
Well, it's also been the Helix Sleep mattress.
It's also been the
Helix Sleep mattress.
And
that's a big
the
help.
2 free pillows.
The 2 free pillows. Helix Sleep makes premium mattresses and bedding that are customized to fit your unique needs. Everybody's different, right? Well, Helix has this sleep quiz that'll match you with the perfect mattress. And it was perfect for us because we could take the quiz as a couple. You know, Alastair is more of a side sleeper. I'm an all-over sleeper. Alastair likes a firm mattress. I like my mattress medium. We took the quiz and we were matched with the Midnight Mattress. Now, one great part to all this is that Helix will ship your mattress right to your door for free in the US. It comes rolled up in a box and is super easy to set up, and we've done it twice. And if it makes you nervous to buy something that you haven't tried, well, Helix has a 100-night sleep trial, so you get more than 3 months to make sure that you absolutely love it. And if you don't, they'll come and pick it up for you and you'll get a full refund. Well, if you or somebody you know is in the market for a new mattress and you think that Helix sounds right for you can go to helixsleep.com/tequila to get 20% off of your Helix mattress plus 2 free dream pillows. Armie Hammer's back.
Is he?
At the beginning of a comeback. Armie Hammer's, so we had, when was that? Was that 2021 or 22?
I know the article kept on saying 2 years ago.
Was it?
So I'm just going to say 2 years ago.
Let me just say the last 3 years have been one giant year to me, so...
I think for everybody.
We all remember it. The cultural zeitgeist kind of changed for Armie Hammer, and his place in it sort of changed in that all the scandals that came out. I think it was coming out that he was into different sexual fetishes like BDSM and things to do with cannibalism.
Yeah. Sexual abuse.
And that alone, you know,
Allegedly.
was already like, you know, people were all over the internet about that. But then sexual abuse and rape allegations came out against him as well. And that really, like, nailed his coffin. Or so we thought, you know.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Because this was put out by, he did an interview with Airmail. And I honestly, I've never heard of Airmail. Maybe I'm just like not
I don't know.
into things. But I'd imagine that he'd reach out to multiple publications to try to get like the best.
Well, so this is it, right? Like he is now speaking out for the first time, and he did give statements back then when everything was coming up. But then he like very much slithered away. He was away.
Slithered away.
He
Is
went
he a
away.
snake?
Listen, he just went away. Okay, we saw him selling timeshares allegedly and in rehab for sex abuse and not sex abuse for sex addiction and alcohol abuse and drug abuse and
I think I saw a picture of him as a tour guide.
Robert Downey Jr. was involved. You know, like it was wild, and he's been off like on an island, like wearing cargo shorts and you know, Tommy Bahama T-shirt, you know, something like that.
And he alleged that he lost $16 to $21 million worth of like movies that he got cut out of.
Yeah, because he dropped out of the J-Lo movie first, Shotgun Wedding.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, we still have to watch that. Everybody said it's real good.
No, I thought he dropped out of.
He dropped out of that one.
No, I thought it was the other one because I thought Owen Wilson replaced him in "Marry Me."
It says in this one it was Shotgun Wedding.
Oh, was it Shotgun Wedding?
So I don't know. It does say in this one Shotgun Wedding, but then he also lost a lot of roles. He was being dropped when Death on the Nile came out. They were like hiding him in all the trailers.
They were like, he's not here. I don't know.
And he's been gone. He's been gone for the last couple of years, but now he is speaking out again to the Airmail publication in a piece, and this begs the question. Is this the beginning of? Do you think this is the beginning of the comeback of Armie Hammer? And tack on question: is Armie Hammer? Is it going to work? You know, is he even a big enough star to have a comeback?
So I think that this is at least a soft comeback. For your second question, I think that he was on the rise.
Yeah,
you know, he was more picking artsy films like. I was about to say How I Met Your Mother, like Call Me by Your Name, and stuff like that to kind of like build his credibility as an actor. And he was on the way up. Like Death on the Nile was supposed to be a really big movie.
What was that ensemble cast for him, right?
Yeah, it was an ensemble cast, and I think that I think he will make a comeback. But I think it'll be soft. I don't think that any big budget. I don't think that he's gonna be hired by like Disney or Warner Brothers anytime soon. I don't know. Maybe
I don't know.
I could see James Gunn hiring him for something.
It could be. I have no idea. I think it just depends on like how big of an actor he actually was, right? It does mention in this article too that I found really interesting that when they kind of described his careers when he was getting into the blockbusters, they didn't really work out for him all that well. So he started transitioning into indie movies, and that really worked for him. Just like you said, with Call Me by Your Name, and you know. He was never really like a Brad Pitt level superstar actor, you know, like Brad Pitt, you know, it's pretty out there now, allegedly, that he laid his hands on Angelina and those kids, right? But like he is still untouchable in Hollywood, you know, people are still he's at all the award shows, you know, rubbing shoulders with people, shaking hands, and nothing's really happening to him. He's still getting roles left and right, and like he's fine. But like Armie Hammer was not Brad Pitt. He wasn't Leonardo DiCaprio, who wasn't like, and Leonardo DiCaprio didn't do anything. But like, I'm just saying, like he wasn't a superstar. He's not
Tom Cruise.
Not Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise has been controversial.
But Armie Hammer is just not that level actor, right? So like a comeback for him, really, what does that look like? It's not. It just looks to be something minor, I guess. However, the way they're laying it out here is pretty textbook PR. Like they're laying out all the steps
great PR.
immediately.
I can't say we're not speaking to any of the alleged allegations or anything like that.
Yeah,
and all of this could be true, and all of the allegations could be true. You know,
because the nail in the coffin was the rape allegations, right?
Yes,
like and that was they do spend a good bit of time in this article discussing that, and that. I guess, what did he say? He said that the rape allegations were what? It was a scene.
So it was Consensual, non-consensual.
Okay.
CNC is how he explained it.
He said it was like
it was a role play.
It was very planned out. It was like all the details were planned out, and that him and this girl Effie, like there were Facebook messages to prove that they planned it all out and talked it all out beforehand. And but he says that conveniently the Facebook messages were deleted and they were not able to get them back, right? Which could be true or false, you never know. But she also had like leaked DMs where she was saying that he wasn't a rapist and that it was consensual, and she could have just been telling people that, we're not here to say whether the allegations were true or false. That's really what sent him off, into the jungle by himself, onto like a tropical island all by himself. But now he's back, and they are very much laying out the groundwork for whatever his comeback is going to look like. He's offering the first piece of like, well, I was just a tortured soul. I was into BDSM, and that came because of something I experienced as a child, some abuse I experienced as a child. And I was addicted to drugs, sex, alcohol, and I went away and did treatment for that. And while I may be in a tough position right now, I wouldn't take it back for the world. I'm a better father to my children. All of the right things to say.
It's the PR check boxes.
The PR team is working. We're trying to get him into a movie. We're trying to get him into a TV show, anything we can get him into, right? We've got to get this money train rolling. It is time for him to start making money again.
And they're also trying to drum up sympathy for him.
Yes, which is what this is.
By bringing this up, by talking about his suicidal ideations, by talking about how broke he was, all the money he lost, all that stuff.
Yeah, and I guess our point here is not to say whether he deserves a comeback or not. It's more to ask the question to you all, and as I just asked to you, is like, do you think this is the beginning of an Armie Hammer comeback? And will it work? What do you think? Let
us know in the comments down below.
Let us know in the comments down below. Maybe he'll appear on Netflix. Speaking of Netflix.
that was a good transition.
Got it. All right.
So Netflix is cracking down on password sharing and then backtracking from the cracking down.
Yeah.
So what had happened was they had shared on their website. I have the website open, thehelp.netflix.com. It came out that we were going to start to do a log in for your passwords every 31 days from your home account.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
And so this was a big backlash, and people have been retweeting the sharing a password is love tweet from Netflix all the time. And it's not something that we've all kind of been expecting this big change with Netflix at this point.
Well, they've been talking about it forever, right?
Well, they've already done it in Peru. They've done it in Chile. They've done it in Costa Rica. And we're already expecting it to come. But the big backlash for this was, so you have to check in every 31 days. It's a big question in terms of privacy, sharing IP addresses, stuff like that. Many people travel for work. Many people travel.
That's a big one I've been seeing for a lot of people. There's a lot of people saying, well, hey, Netflix, I literally... And what did they say? They said something on there like every 7 days we can give you an access code that's for 7 days or something like that, right?
You can request an access code for 7 days, but there's like possible limitations to that.
Well, then there's people saying, well, Netflix, I travel more than 7 days, right? Like, come on now.
Well,
they did walk that part
travel,
back,
yeah.
didn't they? I saw them walk that part back.
Like 3 days later, they put out a statement to, I think it was Streamly.
Yeah.
To Streamable, that it was posted by accident. But I think that it was posted by... I don't necessarily think it was posted by accident. I think that they've received a lot of backlash from posting it. And they may have posted it without having like a PR package accompany it.
Well, here's the thing, right? Playing devil's advocate, is it does feel like a better business move. Like, clearly they're not doing well and they're losing... They're not getting the subscribers that they really want. Like, they're putting this money into these shows and all of that, and these shows are supposed to be... I think this is how they measure whether a show is going to come back, right? Is if it brings more subscribers, is what they...
Not necessarily. So they bring back a show if people watch a show all the way towards the end of the season. So that'll trigger whether they're going to bring back a show or not. Which is, Netflix has already been controversial this year for canceling.
They've been canceling a bunch of stuff.
They greenlight stuff, cancel it, and we can't fall in love with these characters. knowing that it might not have a season 2.
I try to think about what I do watch on Netflix, and it's not much, honestly. Not to like bandwagon hop, but Emily in Paris. I'll have an account for that.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
And then I used to watch Sense8, but they canceled that.
Yeah, I'm like struggling here. So would we keep our Netflix account because we're on your mom's right now?
Yeah,
By the way, she already logs us off all the time, right? She's always like somebody in Mississippi was trying to log into my account. I'm like, and nobody in Mississippi was trying to log into your account.
She logs us out, and there's some stuff on Netflix I really do like, and I think there's some shows that I would want to come back. And I know The Old Guard. I loved that movie, and I really want them to make a second one. But we never know once they, especially if they purchase properties, whether they're actually going to go ahead and make more stuff out of it.
Yeah.
And I think right now Netflix is in a very wishy-washy place where the only reason that they've retained so many subscribers is because everybody shares it. We don't pay for the Netflix right now. My mom pays for it, but we're able to watch it and then talk about it.
I don't see us getting rid of our Netflix account. Well, we'd have to get a new Netflix account.
We'd have to get it. So I'm not.
So would we buy a Netflix?
I'm a very spiteful person sometimes, and I think out of spite, I wouldn't get a Netflix account.
I think I would. I would just need the access for it. It would take one thing.
I'd get LimeWire.
It would take one thing, like something on My Bloody Judy we need to watch, right? And it's on Netflix. I'm like, well, shit. Let me just get a Netflix subscription real fast, and that's how we would end up with it. You know how many like subscription services we have on Amazon Prime, like HDTV, AMC.
I need to start canceling
all of these
those.
Things just because we forget. We just get it for one thing, and we always forget. But like.
LimeWire, 1, 2, 3 movies.
People are gonna start pirating.
We'll figure it out. But right now, like Grace Randolph has said basically that Netflix users have plateaued in the U.S. This is the most users they can get without trying to start password sharing, which I agree with her. But the thing is, right now is I think what Netflix needs to do is create a trust between the consumer and themselves, because they're already breaking the trust in terms of the password thing. And they're breaking the trust in terms of like not continuing shows. That I think that there's something that needs to be mended there.
Okay. I will say this though. Again, devil's advocate. I don't think Netflix is going to go anywhere. I think Netflix is having its rough period, its fall from grace right now, but I think it's coming back.
So you don't think Netflix is going to go the way of the blockbuster?
No, it's coming back. It'll come back. Netflix is streaming. Netflix is streaming. It'll come back. It'll be strong, and everybody will be singing its praises again one day.
But let me tell you right now, I love that we have so much content, but I'm exhausted by all the content coming out of everything. And I'm hating paying for everything all at once. It's more expensive than
I feel that cable, right? Yeah. But like we have to hit it, Haven't had cable in forever. Netflix is also developing a Squid Game reality game show competition.
Look at these transitions, guys.
Reality game show competition called Squid Game: The Challenge. And there's been a little bit of like dust, piling up on that one.
A little bit of controversy.
Controversy coming up on that one about working conditions and the conditions that the contestants are going through being inhumane, right?
I'm excited to know your opinion on this because I brought this topic up to him, and he had opinions straight away. So I'm curious after researching a little bit.
Well, after reading it, my opinions. Okay, so when you first brought it up to me, you said, "Well, there's people who have been coming out, contestants that have been coming out from the game, saying because they're currently filming it, or they have filmed it.
I think they had.
They have filmed it, but in January is when they filmed it in the UK, like winter, real cold, all that. And you were like, well, there's contestants who are coming out, and they're saying that the conditions are really bad, and like it's terrible to well, it's fucking Squid Game. What are you talking about? Of course it's going to be bad. You really signed up for the Squid? Have you seen the show? Of course, but now I read it, and I'm still there, but but differently. Okay, so it seems like the producers on this show were not equipped for this.
They were not ready.
Oh, they were not ready. Okay, so Netflix commissioned the reality game show based off Squid Game. There were 456 contestants with a cash prize of $4.56 million. I like what they did there.
Yes, I like it too.
And so the filming of the show began in January in an air hangar in the UK. So very, very cold, right? And 456 people. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Is that more or less? It seems like a scaled down version of the show, right? How many were in the show?
I don't remember how many there were in the show, but this is definitely the biggest reality show, if not the biggest reality competition show we've seen.
Yeah.
You know, with this many people.
So
That's already a logistics nightmare.
Yeah, so some contestants were coming forward anonymously to report that the conditions were abysmal and inhumane. One contestant, John, name changed for anonymity, he went into it pretty confident, but then was one of the first 228 eliminated during the first game of Red Light, Green Light. If you've seen the show, you know what we're talking about. And so the first day, they had to wake up and get to set about 3:30 a.m., right? Real early. They were told that the filming was going to be about 2 hours. They were going to be playing the game and filmed for about 2 hours. It was already really cold. They were dressed in the tracksuits that they wear in the show, but they were also allowed to wear their coats and have hand warmers and feet warmers. However, the coats were quickly taken off of them, hand warmers and feet warmers.
It was like they had to have it open, I think.
Thrown away, and then they were only allowed to have their tracksuits. They were supposed to be open to show their number on their chest, right? And so they were also told that, when did it start? Yeah, the game started about 1 p.m., so remember, 3:30 a.m. Now, this is a lot of people to get through. Wardrobe, getting them places, whatever the hell they had to get them through, right? That's a lot of people to get through, so it's no wonder they started at 1 p.m. And again, it was supposed to be filmed for about 2 hours. Ended up being like 7 hours that it was being filmed for. And during this game, Red Light, Green Light, everybody's going, and then they have to hold a pose when the little robot looks around at you, scans the room, and they were all told that they would only be posed for about 2 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. And then some of them were saying it was going on longer and longer, and then one contestant eventually said that she counted it was 26 minutes that she was held in one single pose, right? And how people were eliminated is they had this little like device on their chest that would spurt blood. So they're really going for it here.
They probably have to get the camera angles right.
Yeah. And some of the contestants were like, well, it was terrible. People were passing out. There were medics everywhere. People were getting stretched away. Another contestant was like, okay, calm down. It wasn't that bad, but it was pretty bad.
It wasn't that bad, but it was
because it's UK in the winter and it's cold and it's freezing and they're cold and they're holding these positions for 26 minutes. They were supposed to have, they got a lunch break. They were supposed to have dinner. They didn't get their dinner. They got back to the hotel, the ones who were eliminated, and they were supposed to have like pizza waiting for them. And some of them didn't even get pizza and went to bed hungry, right? And then woke up the next day to like a cold McDonald's sandwich, at their hotel room door, and they were just eliminated. Had to go home, and then the rest of them kept filming, and we haven't really heard anything from that part. But Netflix is denying this.
No, they're not immediately denying it. Yeah. They've admitted to 3 people who required medical attention.
They're playing it down.
And they've admitted to longer time for this. But the thing is, Netflix knew that this was going to be a big undertaking.
Yeah.
So they actually had 2 studios work on this. 2 UK-based studios, Studio Lambert and the Garden Studio. Mm. And I think they wanted to, these are 2 studios known for doing reality television on 2 different spectrums. So they wanted studios that were complementary. And I think they were also had some understanding on how big of an undertaking this was.
Yes.
But being able to shuttle 456 people in, do all the takes, get all the shots for everything that they need to get.
And they're likely focusing on people to get there, because you got to get a story. You got to get their life story, and they're not going to do that for everybody.
Get anything?
Yeah, they're not doing that for everybody, but they're doing that for enough people that it has to be time consuming, right? I'm surprised they got it done in 7 hours. Honestly, that the game lasted about 7 hours.
I'm surprised they said it would be 2 hours. That's what I'm surprised about.
That was craziness.
So
I could not believe they said that.
Exactly, because I'm not on a reality show, but I feel like I could tell you that was not going to be.
Well,
2
so the
hours.
contestants were like, we didn't sign up for Naked and Afraid. We didn't sign up for Survivor. It shouldn't be this extreme. And to that, I'm like, okay, but it was Squid Game. Have you seen the show? If you've seen the show, you know how extreme it's going to be. And
Squid Game is $4.56 million. Like the most you get from Survivor now is 1.5 now.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Up to 1.5.
But and like nobody should be treated like that. It should be.
No, I agree.
Everybody should be handled well. They should have got to keep their hand warmers, feet warmers, their jackets at least, right? Like I don't know. Just for the aesthetics of the show, I guess, is why they took all that. So, but they should have been able to keep all of that. But like, you got to expect that you're going into these pretty grueling conditions. I would already be prepared for that. I would prepare for the worst, man. And maybe everybody wasn't, but they did say that they were So the application process was pretty strenuous, right? And they had psychological exams, background checks,
Medical
all of these
checks,
different
doctors,
things. And from like October to January, the people working on the show were like contacting all of the contestant hopefuls like over and over and over again, like pretty constant contact. They even had doctor checks, like you just said, where the doctors had to sign off on them being able to do something like this. So I just maybe you didn't sign up for Survivor, but I would in my mind picture that this is fucking Survivor, that this is going to be some intense shit for $4.56 million.
I would think of it as Survivor, like times what, 4? You know,
I would think it would be pretty wild
for the cash prize. But like even the 2 to 26 minutes, that was like time that they took. They said the adjudicators were just making sure that everything was fair.
See, now that's wild. That was wild.
But it makes sense.
To me.
It's 456 people.
26
you have to make sure.
minutes posed in one position. Like, again, if we're thinking about it, like, see, this is where my push and pull is like, because in Survivor, they do that shit all the time. You know, they got the ones where you got to like hold something above your head, just like keep it there for like 2 hours, you know, like it's pretty bad. But like, that's a lot, you know.
It is a lot, but like it is a competition. Because I'm thinking to myself, oh, this is reality. This is reality. But like, you know, they're not going to pause Survivor halfway through.
Yeah.
You know, for something, but they also won't do like 26 minutes. I think what it comes down to is I don't think the production companies were ready for this.
I don't think they were
and
ready.
I don't think that they were thinking about it. But like it's also like January and it's already cold. Like, why wouldn't you put heaters in there?
I don't understand.
Why wouldn't
they
you
said that there were
breaks
a few
or something,
heaters, and that they had they were supposed to get breaks, and maybe they had like 1 or 2 breaks, but like it was. I feel like the producers weren't prepared for this, and they really felt like the pressure to like get through it because they probably had production time. They probably, you know, that's 456 people that you have to. Actually, they weren't paid to be there. They weren't paid to be there.
Oh, they weren't paid?
They should have been paid. They should have been paid something. A little bit of something. And, you know, maybe, like, it didn't say in the fine print that it was supposed to be that rough, but I would say, like, kind of expect it. Expect that it's going to be pretty rough, but, you know, they didn't. And
also, let's consider weather here, right?
Yeah.
So if they did decide to be like, okay, the weather is horrible, we weren't prepared for this, we're going to cancel it another day. Think of the astronomical cost of paying for another day for 456
and Netflix,
people
like, breathing
to
down
stay
their
another
neck.
day. Yeah, that's a huge another. I mean, maybe it should have been a conversation that they could have had, being like, okay, but then that's also I don't know. It's business. It's. Like,
I mean, shit. If I were out in the first round of this damn thing, lost out on $4.56 million, I'd be singing to the press too. I'd be pissed. I'd be like, do you know that they hit me over the head? Do you know I got shot? Actually, look at this. I wouldn't show them. I'd just be like a Band-Aid right there. I'd be like, look at that. I got shot. I'd be singing the press too. I will say that this looks like it's going to be a
good show.
This is drumming up some press for it.
It is. It is.
And that's really fucked up. But like as humans, like we kind of like to see fucked up shit, which is terrible of us. We're terrible people. Yes, fully, admittedly. But
because we'll watch it and be like, oh my gosh, they're in these conditions right now.
That's wild. It's like what we wanted to see with Firefest, right?
I wonder what the editing is going to be like for that. Are they going to acknowledge it that they were like standing there for 26 minutes?
They can either go one of two ways with it, right? They could downplay it and say, no, it wasn't that bad. Or they could be like, these conditions were fucking terrible.
I think
Contestants
I think they should
died.
play it up.
I don't know, man.
I think they should play it up.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I wonder. I mean, I guess they can't sue. They probably signed a bunch of contracts, but I'm interested in the show.
As long as they all have 5 toes and 5 fingers. I mean, 10 toes and 10 fingers.
Just, no, 5 toes. How many fingers is it? I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, I think we've come to the end of the episode, though. We don't really have anything else to talk about.
We don't. But this Friday,
would you compete in the? Hold on. Would you compete in the Squid Game challenge? Would you do it? $4.56 million. You know the conditions are going to be terrible. Now that all of this has happened, would you compete in season 2 of it, knowing the conditions were going to be terrible?
Would you?
Right. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely.
Same here.
Yes.
I'm not sure if my knee would be able to take the 26 minutes, but
there's 2 of us.
I would try.
We'll try. We'll get my family in on it too. I'll make my sister do it.
Yeah.
She quits in the first round. She's like, fuck this. I'm not doing this. What were you saying before we get out of here?
Oh yeah, this Friday, new episode
Yeah.
we're going to be talking about spoiler alert.
I try not to do that anymore. I don't want to do that anymore where we say what we're going to be doing Friday, but I guess we should. Because
We should, yeah. So, we're going to be we read the book.
I just feel like it's a curse and that we're not going to end up doing it.
We read the book and we watched the movie.
Yeah.
And the movie is now out on, what is that on?
Either
Peacock.
Paramount Plus or Peacock. They're
No,
the
it's
same
Peacock.
damn
It's
streaming
Peacock.
service to me. That's not Netflix.
It's out on Peacock, and I think it just came out on Peacock. Really beautiful movie. We really
Absolutely.
enjoyed it.
If you want to join in on the conversation on Friday, definitely go watch that movie, spoiler alert. And then if you want to read the book also, we're going to be reading the
you can
book
do
and
that.
kind of comparing the two and talking about sort of the themes and messages in it. And yeah, should be a
Excited
good
to do that.
episode. So, well, without further ado, we will see you next time. Thank you so much for checking in with this Monday's show. If you
Adios.
kindly could give us a rating, 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and leave us a nice little review.
And
Really
then
helps us out.
if you're watching us on YouTube, please click that like button and let us know your thoughts on the episode.
Smash that like button. All right.
Have a great week.
A stress-free week, okay? We will check in with you at the end of this week to see if we've made it or not.
Yeah, we'll see.
If there's not an episode, you know how this week went for us. Bye.
Bye.